With the world of running shoes getting softer and softer and midsoles getting deeper and deeper, I didn't think it would be long until Salomon joined the very bouncy cushion party, and here it is, folks, their first attempt at a deeply cushioned road running shoe, the new Glide Max. Now, Salomon have been trying to break into that very competitive, massive road running market for a long time, and if I'm honest, I think their shoes have just sort of missed the mark and they've been a little bit uninspiring, but I've been really excited to give the Glide Max a thorough testing. And is this going to be the shoe that puts Salomon on the road running map? Well, let's dive into the video and let's find out. Welcome back, folks. I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. Hope everybody is fit and well out there and training hard. Just before we start today's video, if you're enjoying the content that we're producing here at Run4Adventure, but you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, then we would really appreciate it if you did, because it really does help the channel out. All you got to do, click that little subscribe there in the corner. It only takes a second to do and it is completely free. But also don't forget to hit that bell icon so then you'll be notified when we upload any new exciting running content. Like all our first impression videos, the plan for today is to give you a few facts and figures on Salomon's new deeply cushioned neutral road running shoe. We're going to also break down that construction in a bit more detail, and then we're going to be lacing them up and we're going to be heading out onto the roads for a sort of 7-ish mile run to see how they feel and perform, and then we're going to head back to the studio and we're going to wrap this video up with a quick conclusion. Like I mentioned earlier, the Glide Max has been pitched at that deeply cushioned daily workhorse trainer market, so it's going to be that running shoe that sort of soaks up all those steady runs throughout the week. It retails in the UK for £140, so it is quite an expensive daily trainer. Weight wise, it comes in 280 grams in a UK 10, and when I opened the box and saw the shoe, I was expecting it to be a lot heavier when you look at the size of that midsole, but surprisingly lightweight, and when you've got it on your foot, it feels really well balanced. The heel offset is quite high at 10 mils, so stack height, we've got 37.4 under your heel, so a nice chunky midsole there, and 27.4 mil under your forefoot. You can see that Salomon have kind of gone for that retro old school look when it comes to the design and the colorway, and if I'm honest, I think the jury is still out on the looks of the shoe, but it is also available in an all black colorway. We've got a nice lightweight engineered mesh construction to the upper, and we've got a substantial padded tongue in the shoe, and it's not gusseted, which is quite a rare thing to see, but it is definitely padded, that's for sure. Salomon have also worked in some overlays around the heel, around the midfoot, and the flex points in the toe, just for a bit more substance, but also durability. Good levels of structure in the heel and a nice plush level of padding around the ankle collar. And then it's all finished off with the obligatory sort of heel tab to make it easier to get in and out of the shoe. Moving down to the part of the shoe that the Glide Max has kind of been built around, and it is that deep, very cushioned Energy Surge midsole. This has been constructed using a blend of EVA and olefin to deliver a long-lasting, very cushioned and very bouncy feel underfoot. When I look at the shoe and I look at that midsole, it does really remind me of some of the earlier models of Clifton's by Hoka. That compound is definitely soft enough. You're sunk quite deep into the midsole, and when you look at that outsole, we've got a pretty wide profile and wide base to run off, so it is very Hoka-like in design. Salomon have also worked in their reverse camber technology, so basically what this means is we've got a bit more of a rockered profile to that midsole design, and then coating the bottom of the shoe, we have Salomon's Road Contour Grip outsole. This has got flat wide lugs that have been specifically designed to offer good levels of grip on hard flat surfaces, while that rubber compound is going to deliver high levels of durability, so perfect for all those road running miles. Who would have thought it? A brand that's built their business on producing trail running shoes that make you feel connected to the terrain under your feet, they make you feel confident while running in sort of technical challenging environments, and now producing a deeply cushioned, very, very soft road running shoe. How times have changed. Now we've reached that point of the review when we need to get outside for a run. So I've been really intrigued about this shoe ever since I got it in my hands towards the end of last year, and I've been dying to test them out. So there's no time like the present, let's get running. Unfortunately, no beautiful weather to film in today. It seemed to be like every time I grabbed the GoPro, went outside to film, I had blue sky and sunshine, but I think we've lucked out a bit today. It's a bit overcast, a little bit drizzly, so I do apologise if there's any rain falling on the GoPro lens. But it's just great to be outside in the fresh air and getting a run in today. It has been a very busy week, and it seems like we've sort of been living in the studio for the last 4 or 5 days. We've been trying to get as much content completed because Liga is going away to Latvia tomorrow to see her family, which is wicked because she hasn't seen them for years and years, so I'm sure it would be great for her to catch up. So yeah, we wanted to get as many videos finished so that we can keep you entertained while she's away. I'm sure I'm going to miss her. She hasn't even gone and I'm talking about missing her, and it'll be great when she's back. But so far we are 2 miles into the run, and like Salomon said, it's definitely a very cushioned, very soft and very bouncy midsole, that's for sure. The bar's been set high by the Ride 15 that we reviewed the other day. Really impressed with that shoe. So, like I said, 2 miles in, we're going to be doing 7.5 miles. So, let's see how the Glide Max performs. I thought I was just out here going nice and steady, and then I looked down my watch and we've gone through the first 4 miles at sort of 7:15, 7:20 pace, and I've got to be honest, it feels effortless. With it being a bit overcast today, I thought I'd try and make the most of this run. So I'm also out here running in some new apparel from French trail running and cycling specialist Uglow. Earlier in the year they sent us some of their trail running kit to review, and I was super impressed with the performance, the fabrics, the fit and the technology they used in it, and I just loved running in it. And I think Uglow are happy with the video, so they got in touch and asked if we'd like to test some kit from their new C1 collection. It's the first time that they've really focused on road running apparel, so I'm currently in the long sleeve tee, a twin short, and I've got what they call a sleeveless jacket on, but it's a running gilet. Slightly different to all my other running gilets, it is a waterproof gilet. I've been looking for one of these for years. It's got a really handy front pocket, a handy lower back pocket, and it's a really cool bit of kit. So yeah, we're going to have a full in-depth review on the channel very soon, but they're also kind enough to send out some female specific kit for Liga today, so she's testing that at the moment and we'll have that review on the channel soon as well. But yeah, so far so good. Right, so we are just under 6 miles. It's probably going to be more like 8 miles by the time we get home, because I've added a little bit onto the run because I'm just really enjoying running in the Glide Max and my body is feeling good, which is definitely a positive thing, because in a few weeks time we've got a big event coming up that I haven't really mentioned on the channel, I haven't really told anyone about, and it is a big one. It's going to be a race as far as a training session towards TDS in August, and it's going to be a real big challenge, that's for sure. Not sure my body's ready for it, but we're going to give it a go anyway. But back to the shoe, midsole, definitely soft, definitely cushioned, but not as squishy soft as I thought it was going to be. When I was at home pushing into that midsole, it did feel very, very soft, but it's actually got a bit of pop to it, and because you're sunk into it, you feel nicely supported on that instep, and you've got that wide platform, so you feel well planted as well. Upper, super comfy around the ankle, in the heel, across the midfoot. Feels quite breathable, apart from the tongue. The tongue is quite bulky, it's quite padded. I don't like a super thin tongue, but I don't like an over padded tongue either. Might be a bit warm, a bit hot when the sun's out and the sky's blue, but yeah, really good run. Like I say, it's going to be about 8 miles until we get home. So let's carry on the run. We'll get back to the studio and we'll break down the performance of the new Glide Max in a bit more detail. I can't believe that's the first coffee of today, and typically out there on today's run it was overcast and damp the whole way round, literally half a mile from home, and the sun decided to come out. Just typical. But you know, at the end of the day, I do live in the UK and we've had some great weather lately, so I'm not complaining, and it gave me a great opportunity to test out that new Uglow kit, which performed really well out there on the run, and I'm loving that new waterproof running gilet. And another enjoyable first run in a new running shoe. You know, we've tested out some great shoes lately, and I think all the brands are just having to up their game because it is so competitive at the moment, especially with brands popping up and getting back into the running scene. Brands like Reebok, Puma and Diadora, and they're doing a really good job as well. So it is another exciting time when it comes to running shoes. But back to Salomon's Glide Max, and I think they've done a pretty good job with this road shoe, and it could well be the shoe that gets them their sort of foot in the door when it comes to the road running market. The Energy Surge midsole performed really well out there today. It felt a lot more sort of responsive than I thought it would. I thought on first impressions it was going to run like a sort of big comfy leather armchair, but it actually quite liked being pushed on when it came to pace and felt nice and easy and efficient at sort of 7:15, 7:20 minute miling. I wasn't sure when I found out it had a 10mm heel offset. I tend to like a 4 to 6mm offset in my running shoes, and there has been times when I've tested out shoes with that heel height and it's just felt a bit awkward and a bit dominant, and that heel seems to be getting in the way. Happy to say that didn't happen with the Glide Max. It definitely feels a lot lower on the heel than it is. I think a lot of that comes from that midsole just being really well balanced. So even though we've got a lot of depth under our foot, that's for sure, because that Energy Surge compound is so lightweight, you don't really notice that big midsole. The upper felt really comfortable straight out the box, and I actually ended up doing 8.5 miles by the end of the run. No hot spots, no irritation, no blisters, anything like that. So that's always a really positive thing in a new shoe. For me, just the right level of plush padding around the ankle collar and in the heel cup, but maybe a little bit too much sort of bulk and padding in the tongue, and the fact that that tongue's not gusseted in the upper as well. It maybe didn't completely sort of hug me around the midfoot, to the point where I got sort of a mile to go in the run and I had to stop and sort of tie those laces down again just to get that midfoot locked into the shoe. I think a gusseted tongue would have made a big difference. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't terrible. I wasn't sliding and rattling around in the upper or anything like that, but I think a gusseted tongue would have really helped. Like I mentioned, when we were out there running, it was a bit damp out there today and the roads and the pavements were pretty greasy, but the level of grip I got from this road Contour Grip outsole was great. I thought that might be the case because as I left the flat to go outside, I was running down the stairwell and that rubber compound was super sticky on the tiles and it was making a right racket, and that normally means that that rubber outsole is going to grip well outside. So all in all, really good first experience in the new deeply cushioned road shoe from Salomon. I really like the feel and the balance of the midsole. I think that Energy Surge compound works really well in a road running environment. Obviously, this is just our first impressions, first run, and over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be getting more miles into the shoe, and then we'll be back with a full in-depth review. But so far, first impressions are it's pretty good, and I think it's probably the most exciting Salomon road shoe I've run in. We'll definitely have to do a head-to-head video featuring Reebok's Float Ride Energy 4, the Nike Pegasus 19, and Saucony's Ride 15, and these, because all four daily trainers have performed really well in their own right. But it would be really interesting to see which shoe came out on top. But that is a wrap on another first impressions video here at the channel. Really hope you enjoyed it, guys. Really hope you found it helpful. It would be great to get your thoughts on Salomon's road running shoes, especially if you run in sort of several different models of their shoes over the years. So let us know all about how they performed in the comments below. I've got to go and stick all the batteries on charge, get the camera kit together, because tomorrow we are heading up to the stunning Poles F. It is the second race in Freedom Racing Summer Sessions, the Poles F 10K, and it is on an epic, stunning, beautiful 10K route. It must be one of the best 10K routes in the country. We're going to obviously be taking the cameras along, really looking forward to going racing, and hopefully the sun will come out to play, because it really does look amazing when the sun's out and there's blue sky. I hinted in this video that there is another race coming up that we haven't really mentioned on the channel. It was all a bit last minute, but it was a great opportunity, so I jumped at the chance, and it is definitely going to be longer than 10K, so it should be pretty interesting. Obviously the cameras are coming along and we're going to be bringing you guys along for the experience. Also, don't forget guys, if you're really enjoying the content on the channel and you want to support us, we've got some wicked Run4Adventure merchandise available at run4adventure.uk. we got some lovely organic tees and hoodies, beanies, and some really cool multi-wraps available, so I'll leave a link in the description below to the merch store. But for now guys, thanks for watching, it's really appreciated. Thanks for all the support you guys give us. We'll be back here very, very soon, and as always, stay safe and keep on running. Like I mentioned earlier, the Glide Max is pitched at that sort of deeply cushioned daily mic check, 1, 2, 3, mic check.